You're listening to the Monday Night Community Show with Daniel on BRFM.
This is the Daniel Monday Night Community Show on demand through YouTube. Thank you very much for choosing to listen to us through this method. If you'd like to keep up to date with when I add new interviews, then subscribe to this channel. So we are going to be talking live in the studio now to Cassy. She's the Programme Coordinator at Creative People and Places, Swale and Medway Ideas Test. Cassy, it's great to have you back in the studio.
Thanks very much for having me again.
I was wondering, perhaps, if you could tell us a little bit about yourself. I know we spoke to you probably about 1.5 2 years ago, but you're now in a different role, but it'd be good to have a little bit of an introduction.
Yeah, sure. I'm currently the Programme Coordinator for Ideas Test, which is the Creative People and Places programme for Swale and Medway, and I'm still a style and culture blogger. I've worked in the arts and creative sector in Kent for over 10 years now. Previously, I've worked in local government as an arts development officer managing festivals and creative projects. And I've also worked as a consultant working with arts organisations and charities on recruitment, HR and business management. I love working with creative people and creative projects, so I'm really enjoying my current role. Where I get to work here in Swale and Medway and with local people to find new routes into the arts.
And I was hoping next, Cassy, if you could perhaps give us a sort of behind-the-scenes Ideas Test, a day in the life of a programme coordinator.
Of course. Well, as a programme coordinator, I work with other members of the team to keep everything on track and to make sure we're gathering all the information that we need so that we can learn from what we're doing and share it both locally with the community here and also nationally with some of the other Creative People and Places programmes that are happening across the country, as well as Arts Council England, who are our funders. A programme of this scale, as you can probably imagine, requires a certain level of reporting and generates a lot of data. I've worked on some big public funded programmes before, but Ideas Test is different and exciting because it's an action research programme, and that means we're taking some action and testing new ways of doing things, experimenting and learning, and then using those results to adapt what we're doing or building on it as the programme continues. We know what we want to achieve in the long term. We want people in Swale and Medway to feel confident in accessing and taking part in the arts, whether that's going to the opera or doing some knitting. But we're experimenting with how we do that and how we get there. People running projects send information to me at the end of the project, and I collate it with everything else we've learnt. I also work with members of the Consortium, which is a group of arts and community organisations who are responsible for overseeing the programme. They volunteer their time and expertise, and we meet regularly to keep everyone up to date and to keep things working smoothly. And then on other days, I'll be preparing for our funding rounds for our small grants. I collate all the applications, organise the panel and decision meeting, keep records of everything, and prepare all the offer letters. The whole process takes about a month, so people hear back from their applications fairly quickly. And as I'm office-based, I also deal with all the day-to-day inquiries, which can vary quite a lot. We get all sorts of questions. So if you give our office a call, it's most likely you'll be talking to me.
Have you sort of learnt so far?
Well, we've just reached the end of our first year. So we've just done a grants review, and that's available on our website if anyone wants to read it. And I'm currently working on all the monitoring report for our funders. In year one, we funded 45 small projects, investing $124,000 in small experiments and community catalyst projects run by local people, and reaching nearly 10,000 people. There's been an incredible amount of support in kind and volunteering so far, which just shows the appetite local people have for creativity in the arts. We're also asking people to nominate community catalysts, and those are the local doers, the people who get things done in the community. We've had a terrific response and have 85 community catalysts so far, and we're still looking for more. Particularly, we're looking for community catalysts that don't have a background in the arts. So if you know someone who bring people together, organises fetes, street parties or charity tea mornings, then they're the sort of person we want you to nominate, and you can do that on our website at creativepeopleplace.info.
We are at the moment talking to Cassy. She's the Programme Coordinator at Ideas Test, Creative People and Places at Swale and Medway. And I know next you wanted to talk about the next small grants funding round.
Yes, our next funding deadline is coming up soon on midday on the Monday the 12th of May. So there's still time if you have an idea or how you want to get people involved in arts and creativity that you want to test, to apply to us for a small experiment for up to £2,000 or up to £5,000 if you're a community catalyst. The best thing is that there's no application form, so you can apply in writing, make a video or podcast, or give a presentation to the team. Whatever works best for you, really. We're open to suggestion. Obviously, we have some things that we need to know. So on our website, you'll find 10 questions that the decision panel will ask when they consider your application. So just make sure you answer those if you're going to apply to us. There's also a really good blog post that Jay wrote on our blog on our website called the Handy Hints post, which gives you all the kind of advice you need to make an application. All applications can be emailed to experiments@creativepeopleplace.info by 12 noon on Monday the 12th. But if you're not ready to apply this time, we have 3 rounds each year. So it's in May, September and January. So there'll be more opportunities to apply later in the year.
So, what else is happening in year 2, Cassy?
Well, lots of the smaller projects that we funded in year 1 are happening now. So keep an eye on our website and sign up to the newsletter to make sure you know about them. Some dates for the diary include Roy Smith's Real and Swale and Medway project, which is there's a workshop about the augmented reality at 7 p.m. and Creative tomorrow night. And if you can't make that one, there's another at Co-Forward in Rochester on the 1st of May. Travis Ilsley is one of our community catalysts on the island, and he has a call out for young islanders aged between 11 and 25 to take part in his project, work on their own arts project and get an arts award as well. So young people interested have until the 28th of April to apply, but there'll be other opportunities and another call out later in the year. On the 17th of May, the LV21 in Gillingham have a final event for their Lookout project. And over the last May Bank Holiday weekend, the 24th to the 26th of May, there'll be a chainsaw sculpture trail at the Barton Point Coastal Park. There's loads more coming up, and you'll find details of them and the ones I've mentioned on our blog. We'll also be making announcements about the larger commissioned projects very soon. So make sure that you sign up to our newsletter to hear about these first.
And I was just hoping we could cover a little bit outside Ideas Test and your blogging, because I know that was something you covered last time you was up here, so I was hoping you could cover a little bit again.
Yeah, of course. And when I'm not working on Ideas Test, I'm pretty much always writing. I have a blog where I write about style and culture, and there's a really supportive online community of lifestyle bloggers. I get to connect with people all over the world, but I'd love to hear from other bloggers in Kent too. I've found a few recently, and it's fantastic. I host a monthly link up called Lovely Little Things, and where I write a post celebrating the small details that have made my month and the little things that have made me grin, anything lovely that I've appreciated. And then I invite other bloggers to write their own post of appreciation and submit their link to so my readers can find them. It's a great way of reaching new people and discovering new blogs. I'm also writing a guest blog post for the Words from Kent Coast series on kentcreativecoast.co.uk. Which is run by the lovely Katrina Campbell, Escape to Create. So watch out for that in May.
So before you go, Cassy, I was just wondering if you could go over any of those useful contact details, or any you wanted to cover. Yes,
I suppose the main one is the Ideas Test website, which is creativepeopleplace.info. And on there's a sign-up button. It's on the top right of the website, and that's where you can register for our newsletter, and that's the best way of keeping informed about what's going on. You can also find us on social media, on Twitter as @IdeasTest, and on Facebook as well. We have a page. If you search Ideas Test, that should come up, or you can visit facebook.com/creativepeopleplace. And I'm also on Twitter myself. I'm @Cassy Fry. So please do follow me on there. And you can read my blog, which is at livingagirlsadventuretale.blogspot.co.uk.
Well, Cassy, it's been great to have you back here at BRFM. Thank you very much for coming along.
Thank you very much. It's been fun.
That is Cassy here at BRFM on the Monday Night Community Show.